All right, hey guys, good morning. Welcome to Kite. My name is Aaron Johnson. I'm here with Kevin Wade from Waterman Manufacturing, and Kevin has an awesome new pump to talk to us about. What you got here, buddy?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been the owner of WMFG, myself and my partners, for a few years now. And from the jump, we saw, that electric pumps were kind of what's going to happen, right? There's a lot of E stuff happening here, in every industry.
Yep.
And as the battery technology and stuff has gotten better, we're like, okay, what are we going to do? So started looking around, trying to find a partner, that we can work with. And like I said, this was 3 years in the making. So we came up on a factory that was doing some really cool things, and worked with them to develop this pump.
I know you're picky, so I know you. Yeah, when you say you've been looking for a while, I believe you on that, because I know there's a lot of different options out there. But what was it about this model that caught your attention?
Well, just like a lot of these different accessories. What are you looking for? I'm looking for something that's going to have the best of all the traits that people think about when they think about a pump.
Right.
So, the best volume, best battery life, best overall durability. Can you press the buttons relatively easily?
Sure.
The display quality, the cooling system, because I wanted it to be something that someone can use as an indivial. But you get on the beach with one of these, you're going to have a lot of friends right away, right?
Oh yeah. Hey dude, what you I hear you pumping up over there. Well, how many can we do?
Exactly. So I wanted something that also charged up relatively fast, but had that extra battery life, so you weren't bummed out that you let all your friends use your pump, and then the next day you forget to plug it in. And now you can't pump up with yourself. So
one of the first things when I'm thinking about an electric pump, I guess quantity would come to mind. Like, hey, how many kites or wings can I expect to pump up with this on average on a charge? Or should I even do that? Should I go back to back?
Right.
Should I couple three and let it cool or whatever? But what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so it's got the dual fan cooling system, which is good for the cooling. We purposely made it white instead of going with the traditional WMFG black with the white letters from all the other pumps. Again, just for cooling specifically.
Sure.
So it will do multiple kites. We did 25 3-strut 12-meter kites, and still had some battery left. We weren't able to kill it.
Say that again. 25.
25 3-strut 12-meter kites. Obviously we got down to one bar, and it was on us last day. I don't think we could have got to 30, but we did do 25 12-meter RS kites.
That is something to say. Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, and we tested. Cool. We benchmarked it against some of the other pumps, and they were. Even 10, 15 kites, which is kind of what some of our competitors were doing. It's still a lot of kites, but
25 is nuts. That is crazy. Now, how about the speed to which you're able to inflate? This unit versus maybe some competing models.
Yeah, we're averaging, I would say, 30 to 50% quicker.
Yeah. Wow.
So you have the first stage and the second stage. There's a few different things you want to look at, right?
Sure.
These are 2-stage pumps.
Yes.
So the first stage is going to be, what I call the vacuum sound inflation.
Yeah.
So that's going to be your volume. The second stage sounds more like an air compressor, right? That's going to give you your pressure.
Yep.
So
is that a fan system? Stage 1 is a fan. Stage 2 are pistons, I'm guessing?
Exactly. And the cool thing about this is you can go in the settings and you can change. You can manual if you want to leave it on fan. Like if you have we have an inflatable tent, right? The elevate inflatable tent. That thing is huge.
Sure.
So sometimes if it's folded over or it's bent, the pump will think like, oh well, it's got a lot of pressure. Let me go to the pressure. But you want to try to keep it on that volume as long as possible if you're trying to get that inflation. So you can kind of switch back and forth. But we do have both the most powerful first and second stage among our vast competitors. And there are some pumps that you can plug them into the wall and are bigger. I'm not saying that we're bigger than anything, but anything that's comparable. Because another thing that we were up against is travel, right?
Yes.
Be able to take it on the plane, and you have that kind of 100 watt hour. You start getting up above that, then there will start to be restrictions. So this falls right underneath that. It's the same as a cell phone or a laptop. We're right at 97. So it's the most power that we can pack into something that you can still travel with.
Awesome. Dude. Trying to think about what other things coming to mind.
Well, I'll say a couple of things are, and again, like our competition, obviously we all really get along in the water sports industry.
Yeah.
They make great stuff. So yeah, definitely not saying that like we're good and they're bad or whatever. Everybody makes great products. So it really is one of those things where it's difficult to try to separate yourself, right? So we kind of pushed it to the limit on all those things in performance. And then we started trying to do little things, right? So we have this really nice waterproof bag that it comes with. It's really cool. I mean, water resistant, nothing's really waterproof.
Yeah,
it's a nice bag.
Dry bag roll.
Yeah, exactly. You roll it up and clip it so you can keep your pump in it, but if you got your phone, your wallet, your keys, any of that other stuff, it's got plenty of space and volume. We did include a charging block, which is really cool. These things, as you know, aren't cheap.
Yeah, they're not.
I always say, my $1,300 phone didn't come with a charging block, but we did include this in it as well because it does help you be able to charge in those different applications. You can use it with your phone. Speaking of which, this also has the capability to do reverse charging. So if you're in a pinch and you need to get a little juice for your phone, you can use this as a reverse charge, and it's got that USB-C, and you can charge that up.
I would imagine too, and if you can pump up 25 12-meter kites, you probably charge your phone off here without having to really worry about affecting anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also charge times. We also benchmarked this in some of the competition. This one actually charges up a bit faster than some of the others as well, so it can take a bigger charge. Right. So if you're on the way and you got a lot of us aren't fortunate enough to be able to walk to the beach, right? So it'll be 20, 30, 40-minute ride. If you forget to charge it up, you can plug it in, to your USB port on your car, and by the time you get to the beach, you'll be able to pump up some kites.
That's good.
Or wings.
How about the inflation style? You have a bunch of different adapters.
That's always one of the things. Always one of the things that we've looked at and kind of been known for. WMFG has that accessory kit. We have that nice little package with the bag that comes with all of our products.
So handy.
It's funny. So a lot of times we'll sell more of those than pumps because we sell the pumps. Everyone with a pump, and then there's a lot of people that have pumps with other brands. They'll lose their stuff and they'll end up buying our kit. So we wanted to make sure that we also kind of kept in line with that and had every valve you need, but had a really good system for it. So again, the partner that we're working with on this, they had a pretty good system here to where everything kind of just clips into itself, so you can kind of keep it all in one. Of course, we have the bag to keep the stuff in, but it just kind of screws in. You have your stage 1, stage 2.
So you've got the high pressure sup stays on there, like that is fixed.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
Then the washer around that.
You can unscrew this, so it does come off. Looks like I put it on here really tough here, but this does come off, so you can unscrew it.
Got it.
Another cool thing about it is we do have a swivel at either end of the hose, so your kite's moving around or whatever, some of those hoses end up getting twisted.
Little thing, but that's big. Yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
So then, with the high pressure sup, then on goes your standard.
Right, your standard bayonet fitting. So this is going to go on here, and then the same thing. You just do that quarter turn, locks on, have that nice O-ring seal, which is another thing that kind of we've been known for. One of the things that separates the regular pump from some of the others is a lot of the other people use that bayonet fitting, which is great. It's classic. It works. But having that, the more of an airtight seal that you have, the more efficient you're going to have with your pump. The more efficiency you're going to get.
Not wasting anything.
Exactly. So we have that seal on those. Even when you look at this next one, there's an O-ring seal here. So when you go to the next stage, so if you need like a Boston or one of these other valves, take that. It just screws on top of here. Boom, locks in, and there you are.
That's cool. And then the hose. This is some of them are real. There's a lot of backbone to it. This is somewhere in the middle. This isn't your super flimsy old school kite pump, but it's not. And it's a small diameter. It doesn't seem to take up a bunch. I don't know. Some of them are just cumbersome, I guess, is, for lack of a better description. But this seems something that this is an easier. I don't know. I kind of like the design of this hose and the fact that it does swivel on each end.
Yeah, absolutely. So
super helpful.
You can do it a few different ways with hoses, right? And we've done that. I think we've had maybe 4 different versions of our WMFG hose.
Yeah.
So you want something that's flexible, right? For a couple of reasons. People in cold weather, we had people that were complaining about the hoses originally because they're like, oh yeah, I live up in Alaska, or I live
snow
up in
kiting too.
Exactly, I'm snow kiting, and it gets cold, and my hose will snap.
Oh, dude!
Right.
So
then they came out with the Mega Flex hose. That was kind of right when I was transitioning in and picking up the company. They had the Mega Flex hose, and it was great because again, it was one of the only hoses that you can use for snow kiting, and it held up. The other end of that, you start getting a lot of flexibility. You start maybe losing a little bit of durability, right? Or having you really have to take that hose off every time, or you're going to have a bit of a wear point there. So you can have the flexible material and or you can have more of these ribs, right? The more ribs you have in the hose, the more flexible it becomes.
Right.
So yeah, this one it uses the flexibility through those ribs as opposed to through the material. So
that's
kind
cool.
of a blend of the durability and also the flexibility.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then you get, looks like you've got a few other accessory O-rings.
Exactly. So yeah, O-ring seals for essentially every one of these accessories. And then in addition to that, you're going to have your, just replacement O-ring seals for the pump itself.
Well, dude, I can't wait to grab one of these. I'm gonna. I think you said we got some in stock. I might have to hit the warehouse here in a minute. I'm away and grab one.
We were just talking about that being like old school kiters, right? Yeah. It's like, I'm still old school. I remember when the electric pumps first came out. I was like, oh man, pump up your own kite, man. You can't pump up your kite. But like now,
He's talking smack.
Yeah, exactly. Now I've definitely become a hypocrite because I'm like, dude. Once I started doing it for myself, I'm like, like looking around for my electric pump now.
One of your competitors, I tried a competing model. This was it last year or this whole. Actually, I've been using it all this season too. Just kind of from a standpoint of like, ooh, well, I actually do keep my standard pump in the car as well, just in case. But I was like, okay, let's run this. Let's just take this out of the box, factory, and go and see how this operates over the course of a season of normal use, and leaving it trickle charging in my car, and I really like it. I'm sold. And so to have something. We always want bigger, better, faster, stronger. You kind of had me when you started talking that kind of a quantity of 12-meter kites inflating, and 12-meter kite could probably be about a 6-meter wing, maybe too. That's a lot of that's cool. That's to have
absolutely.
And it's not like we're gonna go back to back, unless you're doing a demo, pumping up that many kites. But just to know that it can is awesome.
Yeah. And we have a lot of our industry friends that we're working for brands that don't have electric pumps, and a lot of them are picking these up because they're great for demos. Yeah. And like I said, of course, as an individual enthusiast, you're not going to be going and pumping up 25 kites.
Sure.
But at the same time, a lot of times I just forget to charge my pump.
Yeah,
and also, again, like I said, you're going to have a bunch of friends. So if you're pumping up 5 or 6 kites, and then you go home and you go out for the session the next day, and you forget to charge it, this thing is going to keep a charge, and you're going to keep you rolling. And just like you were saying, I've used, I've used in my testing over the past couple years, I've used various pumps from competition. I had a ride engine pump. It was great. I loved it. So like I said, we all make really good things, but just as obviously we evolve and we keep in the industry, that it's always like what's the next thing? How can I make this better? How can I come out with a product that has all the things that I like about the things that I've used, but it kind of takes it to the next level.
And technology-wise, between battery and the industry of vacuum and pump, that technology has gotten so much better. You get these little hand vacuums for your car and different things that are incredibly powerful. So that technology is being used in something like this. Just a win-win, because some of the first iterations of electric pumps, 10 years ago, they were functional and you'd get a few inflations out of it. But now, man, this is cool. This is high speed, low drag.
Yeah, absolutely.
I dig it.
Right, and they came out when I was first testing. There were a couple of pumps that were really nice, and a few factories that made some stuff and had some components. But to get something, 6-7 years ago that had the capability of this, I was going to have to come out with a $500 pump.
Yep. To get it done.
Exactly, right, yeah. So now being able to come with this, and it's $229, still a reasonably priced pump, and it has all those things. We're just really stoked.
Awesome, dude. Hey, any other takeaways?
No, I mean, try it out for yourself. Like I said, I mean, we're very confident in the quality of our product. We have we stand behind everything. We have a really good warranty, customer service. But try it out for yourself. Like I said, I can't talk enough about this being a good thing. And it's okay. You can use an electric pump. It's like I had to convince myself after a little while. I'm telling you, I got over it. You will like it. And I still got the backup. I still got the 4.0T just in case.
Just in case.
But at the same time, this thing is a workhorse.
I love it. Thanks, Kev. Appreciate your time, buddy. Absolutely.
You,
if you guys have any questions and want to check out one of these Waterman Manufacturing electric pumps, please reach out. Kiteboarder@MACkite.com is the email address. We're always happy to help. And until then, hope to see you guys on the water.
Thanks, guys.